During the first 6 months of this year, I have been focusing on running a faster 5k time. I've been training really hard, and over the past 6 months my 5k time has come down from just over 21 minutes to a sub 20. What I'm aiming for at the moment is to improve on that and hopefully join that illustrious sub 19 club. So welcome to the Summer of Speed. So episode 1 of the Summer of Speed brings us to Brooklands and the Brooklands Parkrun. Now this one has been recommended to me as it is one of the fastest parkruns in the country. I will put the actual parkrun rating up on the screen, but I think it's up there in the top 50. So fingers crossed, this should be a good course to set a good time marker down today. I've watched a few videos on the course, one in particular by Harry Morgan from Jog On, and what I did notice was that there are lots of turns, lots of bends, lots of chicanes, so that is just something that's on my mind a little bit in terms of how that might slow my pace down. But other than that, it's pretty much flat, tarmac, and completely free of everyone else apart from runners. So fingers crossed, we should have a good race on our hands. Let's get to the start line and see how we did. All right, what a great time to be alive. Summer in the UK, the sun is out, and it's a brand new parkrun. So like I said, this is the Brooklands Parkrun, never been here before, and I didn't really know at the beginning where the start line was. So I actually judged my place on the start line by the caliber of shoes. That's where I positioned myself, near where the fastest shoes were. Now you start out on this big pan flat piece of tarmac, and you can see behind all the runners spread out, and you just head straight down towards a cone. You do a left turn of 90 degrees and then another left turn before you come back on yourself. Now check out a man in orange shorts and black vest. Keep an eye on him, we'll come back to him later on. But this start, fairly busy, but you are able to sort of spread out quite a lot over the first part of the course, so it doesn't get congested at all. Now at the beginning of this, I was thinking, well, this is nice and comfortable. We've got a lot of space to run in, it's pan flat, nice and easy. But then you move into the middle section of the course, onto this kind of, I'm assuming it's a go-kart track or equivalent, and it is really twisty and windy. You know, we're talking lots of dead turns, lots of 180 degree turns, which just kind of takes the pace out of your legs a little bit. But you're still able to maintain a pretty good pace across all of the course, so no complaints there at all. Now things start to settle down. I find myself in this little group of 3. I've got one runner, a man and his dog, and another guy a little bit further ahead. Let's check in and see how I'm doing. Kilometre 2 in 4:03. It's hot. It's hot. And it's twisty and windy. Have you done this one a lot? Never.
Second race, 5 years.
Oh wow. You're flying. Street fly 2s? No.
Vapor flight 4.
Vapor fly 4s.
Never won. Did Egham last month.
Yeah.
Extra lap, didn't know the way. 7k.
Coming into the end of lap 1 and stop lap 2. Okay, so kilometre splits up on the screen. Onto lap 2 now, and this is the one section that does go slightly off-road, a little bit of canal towpath, but nice and shady as well, so this was some welcome relief. Coming into the last kilometre now. Things are tightening up. Oh mate, we're almost there.
Yes.
Almost there. Get it? That was the 4:11, 4th kilometre, always the slowest. Okay, coming down for the end. I got 4.7 on the watch, average of 4:02. It's probably going to come in a little under 5k, but with the heat today, I'll take that.
Okay, coming down to the final straight now. Now I give my reflections at the end of this, but I reckon down this final part of the lap you could really gain some time if you have paced it right. So that's one thing for me to consider in the future if and when I do come back here. Finish line is in sight. Don't ease up, Ian. At this point you are in 8th place out of about 330, but 9th place is hot on your heels and he is really pushing hard. And this is the beauty of parkrun. Being able to put yourself out there on the red line on a Saturday morning for free. So thanks to all of the amazing volunteers and the very special people that make these events happen. So just seeing the runners as they're coming in, some good sprint finishes, and we'll go and join for a debrief.
Okay, there we go people, parkrun finished. Hopefully you heard the kilometre splits as I was saying them, but I will put them up on the screen now. From what I can remember, it was about a 3:55, a 3:59, there was a 4 in there, there was a 4:11, I'm not sure what the last one was, because actually it came in just a little bit under at 4.95, and there was no kind of room after the finishing shoot to carry on and just do those extra few meters. So 4.95, but to be honest, with the heat as it is today, I was grateful to finish as soon as we did. Finishing time was 19:58, average pace of 4:02. So what are my immediate reflections? So first of all, hot today. It's predicted to be the hottest day of the year, and even though it is early in the morning, it is warm. When I got up this morning, it actually felt quite cool. There was a bit of a rain shower, it was overcast, and I was hoping that would stay, but alas it didn't. The sun is out, it's blazing hot, and you know when they bring an ice cream van to a park run, it's going to be a warm one. In terms of my actual thoughts about the run itself, yeah, I can see why it's fast, but you know, I do question the amount of turns in this and how much that would be sort of slowing you down, because you're hitting kind of 90-degree turns very, very frequently. So either you're trying to run a bit of a racing line and therefore you're sort of cutting the apex of the corners, because, well, why wouldn't you? Or you know, if you're hitting a corner too fast, you're then having to drift out wide, you're then having to kind of accelerate off the corner to kind of pick your pace up again. So you've got those kind of little micro surges, which, you know, over time are just going to kind of add up and increase your fatigue. But it's a lot of fun. You know, we're in a really nice part of the world. The Brooklands Motor Museum is just down that way in the Mercedes garage. I haven't got time, unfortunately, to get down there and get any footage, but if you know this part of the world, you'll know what to expect there. And yeah, it's just a nice venue, really family friendly. There's a nice park here, places if you've got kids that you can sort of leave them with you, or you know, they can run with you. Some really young kids out there today doing some, what I would say, very, very, very good times, probably sub 21s for their 5Ks, and they must be in the single digits as well. So very, very impressive. And yeah, just a really, really nice atmosphere. Will I come back? Most probably. Is there a chance here of setting a PB? Definitely. I think certainly a season's best would be here. You know, I was probably about 20 seconds or so off that. So if you factor in the heat, you know, not knowing the course, those kinds of things, then perhaps there is that opportunity. What I would do on reflection is some of the straighter parts where I know that you've got a nice straight run, I'd be putting the pressure down a little bit more there, and then I'd be easing up a little bit through the chicanes. That man has got a sprint. Don't know if that will come off on the camera, but that was epic. So yeah, I would probably push the straights more, try and gain a little bit of time there, and then ease it back on the sort of the twisty and the bendy bits. But you know, that kind of is what it is. Either way today, that's a good, hard, solid run in the bank, and shows that the fitness is still there. I'm still capable of running those sub 4 kilometers. But again, that dreaded 4th kilometer, that's where it tied up. I think it was a 4:17 today. Pain hitting me in the shoulder. I had one guy sort of with me, and I think if he wasn't there, I probably would have dropped off even more. But just knowing that there was that position I was supposed to fight for, and I was able to sort of hold him off just at the end, sort of kept me motivated and kept me encouraged. So let's leave it there. Summer of Speed, episode 1, first time, 1958. So if you add on the extra 50 meters, we're probably looking at like a 20:15 or so for the 5K in total. But it is what it is. We go again, and I'll see you in the next episode very soon.